Hi everyone, I'm Cheska May. That was so awkward. And I'm going to be talking about the difference between a dietitian versus a nutritionist. So I'm just going to explain the differences between them and if they are interchangeable or not. So keep on watching if you're interested in finding out. So first, I'm going to start explaining the process of becoming a dietitian. So before getting into nutrition, you do have to take 1 year before getting into the program. I actually took 2, and for many people it's a different process. And then once you're accepted in, there's 3 years of actual education, and then in your last year, you're sent off into a practicum. And then after practicum, you do have to take a standardized test, and then you also have to register with a regulated body in order to call yourself a registered dietitian. And I'll probably go into this in another video to explain the different roles that a dietitian actually has. Now, something that's really cool about dietitians, or sometimes also referred to as registered dietitians, is that this is a regulated term and it is a protected title. So it's kind of like a nurse, a pharmacist, or a doctor. You can't really pretend to be them. So the thing about nutritionist is that that is not a regulated term. Therefore, anyone can really call themselves a nutritionist. So people who have had all that experience, did the 4 years, passed their practicum, graduated, and passed their exams, they could call themselves a nutritionist. But also, people who have less experience, who haven't done the schooling at an accredited college, or no nutrition background at all can call themselves nutritionists. And the main point that I do want to point out is that one is regulated and the other is not. However, there are some exceptions to the word nutritionist. People who are public health nutritionists also have the dietetic background as well. That's just what they're called. And then also for places in Canada, like Alberta, Nova Scotia, and Quebec, where nutritionist is a regulated term, and only people who have done all those steps are able to call themselves nutritionists. Now I'm just going to start explaining a little bit more about dietitians and why they're so important. Dietitians are the leading experts on nutrition. So if you're looking for quality advice, titles that you probably want to look for are dietitian with a T. It used to be dietitian with a C, but they've changed that now. Or registered dietitian. Some abbreviations are RD, PDT, or in French it's DTP. So again, the non-regulated terms would be nutritionist, holistic nutritionist, wellness coach, nutrition expert. These are things you might want to look for when you are looking for information online. And I'm not trying to bash the term, I just want to educate on the differences between the two things. So dietitians like to keep up to date on the new scientific research that comes out, and they help to safely apply that into society. But yeah, I just wanted to make a short video on the differences between dietitian versus nutritionist, and the main point is that I just want people to be critical of what they're finding online and making sure that if you are interested in trying something, maybe doing a little bit of research on your own just to see if that's a safe option for you. Also looking at Dietitians of Canada and seeing resources that you can find from there. I just want to thank everyone for what they've been doing to help out with COVID-19 as of late. Obviously, all the doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and everyone on the healthcare team and everyone working in hospitals, including sanitation workers. Also, people who work in the stores who are constantly providing us with groceries and making sure that we have all the essentials that we need. I also want to thank all the people who are doing their best to stay home. I know this is a really hard time. I myself have had a lot of struggles, especially because I love being around people. So I just want to thank everyone for doing what they can. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something, and if not, at least be critical of what is online. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe everyone.